This has never happened in our movement. We've never had this coming together of the entire movement to prepare for one event, day one, January 20th.
Some of what we look to do here is lead the way and have urge a president to lead the way in changing the law, in changing the law. I can attest to to use Ed's word from earlier today, the ecumenical nature across the conservative movement of this whole effort. And that only makes it stronger.
There's a battle plan, plans, and giving the battle plan.
Urge a president to lead the way in changing the law.
The bottom line is that we need to have an army of conservatives ready to march in day one.
I do believe that the Sabbath is going to be part of a reformation of our morals. I don't believe the fourth commandment has been retired in any way. So if there is a national reformation and revival, I believe that that will result in a national honoring of the Lord's Day. I do believe that that's going to happen. A national honoring of the Lord's Day.
If our civil rights come from the triune God, does it not follow that civil allegiance must be paid to him? We might stamp "In God We Trust" on our money. We might declare that we are one nation under God. We might structure our civil affairs such that on the one day in seven, which God has deemed holy, we rest from our work and worship him. This civil and public acknowledgement should certainly be formalized in our governing documents.
The best critique is basically that what you're doing is it's a de facto privileging of Christianity, because which religion has the Sabbath on Sunday? Well, it's Christianity, and so you're not doing it on Saturday. You're not doing it. So you're explicitly saying this is a Christian land, and we're going to all force you to obey some sort of Christian. And so that's the best critique. And I would just say, that's exactly what it does. I would just one of those things. I'm not going to reject their objection. I'm just going to affirm it. Yes, that's what Christian nationalism is actually saying we're going to privilege the true religion, which is Christianity. And so, we are privileging a Christian, holy day in a sense. Every, good Presbyterian, every Sunday is holy. And we're going to do that because we're a Christian nation. That's the idea of Christian nationalism. So I'm not going to retreat to, it's good for all. And of course, everyone gets the day off. Yeah. But it is an explicit recognition of the kind of of privileging of Christianity.
In the Catholic vision, the sharing of the common good is precisely the way in which our personal goods are elevated. Sabbath laws are a way of publicly orienting us to God, but also safeguarding the common good of the family, the common good of the sacrament of the family, marriage, the common good of local communities, the common good of, indeed, Holy Church. And the state, in making such laws, sets a limit. Itself must set the limit. The public ordination to God is something that has suffered badly in recent decades, but it is easily restored. And I would say it is enacted and continues to be on the books in many different states in the way of blue laws, of Sabbath laws. If you've been following our disputes, we've been proponents of Sabbath laws. A restoration of the Sabbath is the most concrete and material gift that we can give to our nation.
Civil government is something ordained of God. Civil power is something ordained of God, even though I do believe in consent and the people and sovereignty of people and all that. But it's nevertheless, the power itself is something God grants to people, and that should be used for the good of people. And is there anything better than worshiping God and the sort of means of grace through the administration of word and sacrament that occurs on Sunday? So
you nurturing the state nurturing the church or even protecting the church. So I don't want your protection. Is Joe Biden really supposed to be punishing me for heresy?
Yeah. No. A magistrate cannot say, that guy's a heretic, you're listening to him, I order you not to believe what he's saying, because that would again be an inward matter. But if what the guy, let's say it actually is heresy, just in principle, the magistrate can say, silence, be silent. And because the moment you outwardly say something, it becomes a matter of the public. It leaves the private and becomes public. And so it becomes then a matter of the jurisdiction of you can say the state or just say the magistrate. And so it can be a matter of law that says you cannot do that.
A public orientation to God then reflected where? Reflected in concrete ways, in national holidays, in civic liturgies, in laws, indeed, Sabbath laws, Sunday laws that would require a cessation of what? Commerce could cease, and we could be free for one day for God.
According to Deuteronomy 6, in the context of traditional family in the home, we are to diligently instruct our children to love God and to obey His commandments.
In God's Word in Exodus 20:18, it says, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy.
Probably we should be debating a bill requiring every American to attend a church of their choice on Sunday to see if we can get back to having a moral rebirth.
quale è destinato a noi perché possiamo godere di ciò che non si produce e non si consuma, non si compra e non si vende.